Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is the final part 10 of her Sero X Female Listener. Enjoy. You were back in the common lounge the second that Jiro clicked her fingers, hearing a sinister cackle ripple through the walls as you materialised back in the Heights Alliance building. He's out there, you said, walking out of the lounge room and down the hall. All the way down the hall you could hear a scurrying overhead or in the walls, occasionally interrupted by a lurid comment or dirty line. Although it was making your skin crawl, you kept your cool and led the other two with you. You headed further and stopped in front of a vent that was just off the east wing of the building. Purple is sus, Jiro said. Vent! He's getting in through the vents. Mineta is in the walls! Remember, Sero said. Yin, Jiro said. It's time for you to go. Me to what? Help us, Jiro said again, and then slapped you super hard in the face. Yin! Oh my gosh, are you okay? Mina's sweet voice called, a warm hand caressing your head as your eyes fluttered open. Huh? Where am I? You blinked and looked around, pulling your face out of Mina's hands and looking around her cozy room. Are you okay? You were having a bad dream, I think, and then you rolled off the stretcher, Mina said. Your cheek is red. Are you sure you're okay? A dream? You asked, looking at her confused. Yeah, we were talking and then you just went out to it, she chuckled. I didn't want to wake you because I felt bad, so I let you sleep, but it sounded like you were having a really bad dream because you kept mumbling things and looking worried. Oh, you said, suddenly putting everything together. Yeah, I did have a bad dream, but I need to tell you some things. You do? Mina asked. Sure, what is it? Your door's going to not lock. I think you should get it fixed as soon as possible. Sure, she replied, cocking her head in confusion. And I know where Ochako's phone is. Oh, you do? Where? She's been so upset about it disappearing. Wait, how'd you even know it was missing? Oh, Sarah must have mentioned it, didn't he? Anyway, where is it? It's in the common room under the lounge cushion, you said without batting an eye. Oh, thank you. I'll tell her. Wait, how did you see it there? Oh, it must have been earlier? You saw it earlier, right? Anyway, thank you, she said. You're welcome, he replied with a smile. And, I have one more thing. But before you could continue, the speaker outside Mina's room crackled to life, and Aizawa's voice rang through the halls loud and clear. Greetings, students. The lockdown has been reversed. Doors are operational again. If the visitor would like to make their way to the front door of the building, I'll see to it that a private car will take them home. I do understand that it is 2 a.m. currently, but I feel like it's best to return them to their families as soon as possible. Investigations into the cause of the trigger will commence in the morning. Sleep while you can. And then the broadcast finished. Oh, you said sadly. Looks like I have to go. Yin? Sarah's voice came from the other side of Mina's door. Are you still there? You got up off the stretcher bed and stretched. I'm here, I'm coming, you called to Sero before turning to Mina. Thank you for keeping me safe here, you said to her, giving her a big hug. Oh, you're so welcome, she said, walking with you to the door and opening it. As she did so, the handle clicked and went limp. Oh, I think it broke? She looked at you, pausing and processing what had just happened. I'll walk you to the front door, Yin, Sero said. Mina was still looking at you as you walked out of her room, and it was a good 3 seconds before she found her voice. Wait, Yin! She shouted after you. You had one more thing to tell me. What was it? I need to know, please. You turned back to her and then remembered that you hadn't told her the most important thing from your dream. Oh, Mina, Mineta has been making tunnels in the walls, using the vents and such to move around and can see anyone from anywhere in this building. You need to get it investigated, you said urgently. Where does he get in? She asked urgently. It's from the vent on the east wing, you said. He what? Sarah asked with surprise. Wait, how'd you know that, Yin? Yin, what's your quirk? Mina then asked curiously, noting that your dream may not have been a dream at all. You smiled. I see things in my dreams. I don't know the extent of what I can do, but so far I can predict things that will happen, I can find lost things and discover people's secrets. The more I spend time around someone, the more I can feel their inner thoughts too. Whoa, Sero and Mina said together. Yin, that's such a cool quirk, Mina added. Sero just stayed quiet. Thanks, you said shyly to Mina while reaching for Sero's hand. He took it, and then after one last comment to Mina, you both headed down the hall to the front door. That is a really cool quirk, Yin, Sero said shyly. Yeah, it's handy, but sometimes I don't realise that I've fallen asleep and it's my quirk working, and I get really confused when I wake up, you said with a chuckle. But I'll get more and more used to it, hopefully. Sero nodded. You said you can feel someone's intentions the closer you are to them? He asked. Yeah, that's right, you nodded, slowing as you entered the building foyer. Did you, It's okay, he said with a smile to him. I feel the same way. He blushed and scratched his cheek. Oh, okay, good. But maybe we should wait a little longer for marriage, he said with a little smirk. He hung his head, cheeks bright red as he coughed and looked away. I was hoping that you hadn't felt that, he said softly. But I really do like you, he said with a giggle. I see this as a long-term thing too. His blush deepened and he smiled wobbly as he walked you the last little way to Aizawa, who was standing in the Heights Alliance doorway. Thank you, Sero. I'll take her home now, Aizawa said from beneath his scarf. You turned to Sero and gave him a little smile. I'll text you? You asked him. Not if I text you first, he said with a shy smile. Night, Sero, you said shyly, leaving through the door and walking to the car that was waiting for you outside. Sero watched you go, his eyes on your knee-high socks. Her, she's the one, he thought before turning to Aizawa. Sir, there are some things we need to look at in this building other than the tripped system. Oh, and what is that, Sero? Aizawa asked with zero enthusiasm. As the car pulled away from the curb, you looked back to see Sero talking with Aizawa. The next second, Aizawa turned and bolted into the dorms, leaving Sero at the door. Well, I hope I've been able to help, you thought with a happy sigh. And there ends Her. I hope you enjoyed the mini-series. There are a few more one-shots that are going to be turned into mini-series. Mini-series? One of those. So stay tuned and I'll see you again tomorrow.